won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome into Pregaming here on Sports Money. Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. is where we put it all together. We've been looking at the card all day. We look at cash flow, line movement, trends and angles are our friends. We're going to look at injury reports. We're going to look at it all and try to come up with an informed betting strategy. We did that just indeed last night. What a glorious night we had last night. Stupid ad for me was adding the New Jersey Devils. Had I not done that, we would have only lost one game on the entire card. It was Marquette. Darn it, Marquette. That was that spot between the threes for Seton Hall, and they surprised. They came out. They defeated the intersecting zero spot out there, but everything else cashed. Literally everything else cashed. Duquesne, the school of the nurse, -2 gets it done. Fresno State comes in there. The Bulldogs, the Pups at +3.5. Let's see. How about that TCU bowl game? +5, wrong team favored. Had that thing hammered. Sharp respected betting action was in alignment. We got the Canadians casher out there for us. 3-2 win against Florida. We got the under 6. It was a 4-0 shutout for the Toronto Maple Leafs. We got the Flyers. Flyers came through and cashed for us in that bounce back spot as well. We got the Sixers. The Sixers +1.5 came out there and won their game by 3. We got the Clippers team total over 114.5. And I think that's everything. What an exciting finish in that TCU game, though. Overtime and the Bulls. We've had some crazy bowl games today as well as far as these games are concerned. I'm watching a crazy one right now. I would have not thought we would get anywhere near the total in this Arizona State game. And in fact, it looks like Duke just intercepted the ball and they Tony the Tiger's Sun Bowl 42-39. I hope they just take a knee at this point here. I got some points on that Arizona State side of things. I don't know why everybody was so enamored with Duke. They were so adamant that Arizona State was going to lose this +3.5. Michigan and Texas. That game could stop scoring anytime now. Michigan's up 26-24. Utah is beating the brakes off of Nebraska, but we're going to talk about the big one tonight, Ohio State and Miami, college football playoffs. And of course, can we stop this Pavia talk now? Can we finally say this guy's been exposed? I don't know. I mean, yeah, he did a great job for Vanderbilt this season. Got him to rank number 14, got him to 10-3. But when it came down to the big game moments, he just didn't have them. And you see that they lose to Iowa, 34-27. A lot of steam came in late on Iowa as well. So that's the way we're going to get after it here tonight. I've got 3 NHL plays for you. Kind of an interesting NHL card. Actually, I'm going to add a spot for you guys. I'm going to do it right now. Right now with you guys and me here on the show live. It starts in 22 minutes. It is the Detroit Red Wings. I don't know why I was hemming and hawing on that one all day. Didn't make any sense. I'm firing on it. It's +102 right now as well. At least at DraftKings, it is. So I'm going to fire on that. I'm going to take a shot right now, adding the Detroit Red Wings. Starts at 6:30, 6:40. But then we're going to cover Sabres and Stars franchise opportunity on the line. We'll talk about the Blues and the Avalanche. We'll talk about the Bruins and the Oilers for the late night hockey action. That'll probably bring East Coasters right across midnight. Then we will roll on. We will talk about St. John's and Georgetown. One spot for college hoops this evening. Kind of a college football night, so not going to mess around too much with the rest of that. Then we'll go into the NBA. We'll get the Knicks and Spurs, the Wizards and the Bucks, before finishing off with the bowl game need to know information before you go out there and bet them Bulls. How's that sound, everybody? Hopefully you guys are looking to make a lot of money. I'm shouting out you guys in the chat as well. We will get to it, so get your best bets out there. I want to see what you guys are involved with. I want to see your thoughts on this. I had a middling bowl day today. Very curious to hear how you guys are approaching the Miami-Ohio State game. But before we get going, smash that thumbs up button. Last time you can do it for the Sports Money Network in 2025. If you've been cashing with us this season, show us a little love. Give that like button a smash, and we'll get to work. All righty then. Working on the new office setup and configuration. Hopefully we can get this all right. Hopefully it's all working out. I obviously can see I got to need to work on the lighting. But I'll shout out to Mr. Whiskers in the house. DJ Hardy says, Happy New Year's, scumbags. Robert McCormick says, good evening and best of luck today. May your New Year's celebrations be happy and safe. Cheers, everyone. Trevor Davis says, I did a live bet for the Ducks. Trevor Davis says, yes, sir, I beat you to it. Nicholas Handy checking in. DJ Hardy says, World Juniors, Canada smash. And Fernando Mendoza's in the house. What up, Fernando? Hope you're doing well. Hope all you guys are doing well and getting ready for a fantastic New Year's. I'm curious, do you guys watch the ball drop? Do you get into that rocking New Year's Eve? Does it make a difference? You just watch sports until you pass out? What's the tradition for you when it comes to New Year's? I will probably do the latter. I found out terrible news today. I went to the dentist at 8 a.m. Woke up about 15 minutes before the dentist appointment. It's about 20 minutes away, and I was 5 minutes early. So that gives you an idea of how that went. But got to have a root canal. And that does not sound fun at all. I mean, in all fairness, 6 years ago, I was told I was going to need one in 5 years. And, well, I beat the odds. That's what we do here. We try to beat those odds, but not looking forward to that. But looking forward to this New Year's here, you guys. 2026 is right around the corner, literally less than 6 hours away here on the East Coast. And that means we get to start it all over. What will be the first bet for the new year? Who will we be betting on? Will it be an overnight game? Will it be KBL? Doing pretty well in the KBL. Will it be waiting till the bowl games tomorrow? I don't know. I'm going to have to look at the card. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to that first bet of the new year. We start over. Tomorrow we are 0-0 on the year, boys and girls. That is always exciting. Mr. Wesker says, Mike beat every red light too. I specifically went back way where there wasn't many red lights. Robert McCormick says, I Miami plus 10. That number's long gone, though. That is long gone now. We're seeing sevens now. There's some sevens out there in that marketplace. So let's get to it. You guys know the deal here. We're going to get through this cash. We're going to get this money quickly. We're going to get this thing going. We're going to get you guys on to enjoy the rest of your rockin' New Year's. And Arizona State gets the job done, plus 3.5. We'll catch it. Sadly, first half under was toast pretty much in the first quarter. The full game under was toast pretty much in the first half. That was a fun game, though. 42-39. This Michigan-Texas game has been a lot of fun watching Arch use his legs. 18 of 29, 175 yards and a tutty. Is it enough? Will it be enough with 10-51, man? It's enough. It's enough scoring. I think I teased that one, too. I think I still have a teaser going. Okay. We cashed some winners this afternoon, by the way, as we get this thing rolling. So make sure you have your notifications on there. Silver and gold members on the YouTube channel. Go into the post tab. Found some winners. The Pacers and the Hawks were a 2-0 NBA sweep for us. Sadly, my free play did not get there. So technically 2-1, but 2-0 free for the premium plays out there. We've got Tampa and the under 6.5 at plus 2.5. Also, got some action that we'll cover here tonight. Going to share that with you guys. Sadly, that Arizona Bowl did not go the way it was supposed to, but that's okay. Let's get to it. I got some great trends for you guys. I got some dog trends for you guys. You know what? I think, let me look. I think that Suns game. No, maybe not. Maybe not. No. We had the shit team situation again. If you guys remember the shit team situation, some people got upset when I called them a shit team, but when you're sub 500, you're a shit team. That trend was in play again today. I believe it was the Atlanta Hawks. Yep. I think it was the Atlanta Hawks. Anyhow, that trend continues to cash for it. Yeah, there it is. Below 500 teams. Off a roadie. Now 9-1 in its last 10. We continue to isolate that one and pop it every time it shows itself out there for us. So let's go. I'm ready to get to work. I'm ready to make some money. DJ Hardy's got some darts. All right. Searly? I'll write it down. Maybe I'll play a little darts action tonight. Looking for a little extra fun. But let's get to work. You guys know the deal. Thumbs up button. Share your best bets. Let's get to this cash. Let's talk about some trends. Let's talk about whatever you guys want to talk about here. It's Christmas Eve or it's New Year's Eve. I always say that Christmas Eve, even though it's New Year's Eve. I know the deal. I know what day it is here. Just pissed I got to have a root canal. And then they were jamming around on the tooth so much that it's sore. It's almost like they loosened the filling just so I can not push it off any longer. The Buffalo Sabres and the Dallas Stars will be game number 1. I've also changed the monitor location. So no more looking this way. Now I'm looking this way. It's all happening. It's all happening here. So we're going to talk about this Buffalo Sabres here. This is an opportunity for the Buffalo Sabres to tie a franchise record win streak. Amazing. Because these boys were struggling early. Now we know Leon. They sent Leon back to Buffalo. He's going to have to deal with that lower body situation out there. So they will go to Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen as their starting goaltender. Casey DeSmith on the other side. Casey DeSmith, not the number 1, although he's playing phenomenal. 9-1-4 with a 2.32 goals against average for this guy. 6 starts now in the month of December. So they're going to him pretty regularly here. And although it's not Ottinger, he's going to have his hands out. He's going to have his hands cut out for him here because how can you imagine the Buffalo Sabres being that squad right now? Them boys be them Sabres out there. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen's not doing terrible. He's got a 2.58 goals against average. And look, both these teams are kind of coming in semi-hot. I mean, obviously the Sabres with 9 straight wins, it goes without saying that they're coming in here red hot right now, hotter than a pistol. But the thing is, you want to look at this Stars situation, and we have to go and recall their previous game. Also, this mic is hanging in my face now. It's a little different. It used to be way off to the side. Got to get used to that as well. Echoey. Got to make some changes here. Anyhow, as I reference these spots and I reference this game here, and I'm talking about the Stars team, there's one very particular situation that we want to look at. Has to do with their last game. Has to do with their consistency or lack thereof. If the Stars lost their last game as a favorite and you fade them, if the dog, after the Stars lose as a favorite, are 11-4 in those positions out there. And it was a very disappointing loss. Matter of fact, back-to-back 4-3 losses. Once on the road to the Red Wings, then to the Chicago Blackhawks, the lowly Chicago Blackhawks. And now you got this red-hot Buffalo Sabres team coming in at a nice plus 135 price tag. That is the way that I am going after it. I'm going to tail these boys until the wheels fall off. As a matter of fact, the wheels will probably fall off next, right? I told you guys my theory of the 10s. We get to the 10s, it's time to start thinking about facing or fading because it's hard to get 10 in a row. And now here they are in that very same situation. So let's go. Mr. Whisker says Ohio State against the spread. Pelicans against the spread. Oh, DJ Hardy says it's 7:30 a.m. That helps. I was going to start looking after. I wouldn't even know where to begin. And Nicholas Andy says Tatanka, Buffalo. Little dances with wolves, Nicholas Andy. Is that your thing, Ben? Is that your bag, dude? I got you. It wasn't a bad movie. Tatanka. St. Louis Blues, the Colorado Avalanche. Here's another monster trend. It is 17 straight W's. And I know 10s are tough, but the thing is, maybe one of the best teams we've seen in hockey, at least in the last decade or two, maybe even longer. are them Colorado Avalanche. They are on absolute fire, 29-2-7. They're going to go to Mackenzie Blackwood. He's got a 2.15 goals against average. Look, they got 2 losses all season. He's got one of them. What are you going to do? And the thing about Blackwood is you got to wonder, is he pissed? Does he want to go out there and fire? Interesting side note. They didn't put him on Team Canada. They got a guy from Syracuse, New York on Team Canada. I'm not sure how I guess he's got dual citizenship now that I think about it, but this doesn't make a lot of sense. It certainly doesn't make a lot of sense to be a dual citizen between the U.S. and Canada. The taxes are just through the roof in that situation. Plus, it's got to be a fucking mess to do them. But Doug Armstrong is the Team Canada general manager. Doug Armstrong left Mackenzie Blackwood off of Team Canada's roster. And just so happens, Doug Armstrong is the GM for the St. Louis Blues. There's an opportunity for a goaltender to want to go out there and shove. And they got Jordan Binnington, who will be on Team Canada. So this one's got some kind of stakes here that are maybe not on the surface anything anybody knows about, but these boys are going to be playing with some emotion. This should be a fun game. Jordan Binnington with a 3.44 goals against average. Surprising that they would, well, I don't know. Is it surprising that they go to him over Mackenzie Blackwood? I mean, current form. But how much of that is the team and the reflection of the Colorado Avalanche just continue to smash? In fact, smash is the number. When they're a favorite over 165, they've won 17 straight times. So you're left in that situation going, what do you do? How do you attack it? I don't like the odds and juice situation, but I want to get paid. And I think there's enough motivation for Blackwood to have the game of his life, Colorado to continue to do what they do. And look, frankly, I'm not enamored with Jordan Binnington. At that 3.44 goals against average. This is his first game in a week. I mean, pre-Christmas break, this guy's been struggling. So again, I'm really surprised at the Team Canada snub, but I will ride the 17-game winning streak. I will take the Colorado Avalanche and see if we can't keep this hot hand rolling. Mr. Whisker says, we got enough citizens. Okay, let's go on to the last game in the NHL tonight. The Boston Bruins will play the Edmonton Oilers. In Edmonton, Connor Ingram will be the starter for the Edmonton Oilers. Interesting. I don't know. So playing hard. Brought him in. The issue that they had, we can all recall, they get Tristan Jarry. They give up Skinner. And Tristan Jarry gets hurt. So now they're going to bring in Connor Ingram. This guy's kind of been a little bit of a journeyman. He's got a great start, though. 2.35 goals against average with a 91.3% save percentage. Can't be mad at that. Did just take his first L. He came out 2-0, suffered a loss, 3-2, so it wasn't horrible. It wasn't bad performance to the Calgary Flames. Okay. Flames are kind of in that uptick right now. Jeremy Swayman will go on the other side of things for the Boston Bruins. He has had a struggling season with a 2.87 goals against average, but 3.14 in his last 9 starts. He is on the downtick. Fuck! Ducks just scored. I still think Tampa wins this game, but I had to parlay with Tampa in the under for that plus 200. And I wanted it. And now there's no way the under 6.5 can hit because they're tied at 3. Another reason why we take the -1s, but not in this game. I am going to go to the Boston Bruins, and I'm going to take this one in regulation. I know I've talked to you guys about it here, but bottom line, Connor McDavid's on fire. The last 6 weeks particularly, he's just been slashing and gashing teams. Point, shot. Look, I think there's a bounce back opportunity for Connor Ingram. I think this is a good spot where you look at this Boston Bruins team. They lost 6 in a row. So what a good opportunity to take teams that are really going in 2 opposite directions. And you get that regulation price tag at around -115. So I will take the Boston Bruins in regulation. I'm sorry, the Edmonton Oilers in regulation. Hopefully that wasn't a Freudian slip. What do you guys think about that one, Edmonton Oilers in regulation? Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving quickly with a brisk pace tonight. No need to dilly-dally. We had a great night last night, though. I hope you guys made some money. Tell some friends, let them know we are here doing this thing on the regular. We want to grow, want to get fired up for the new year. And you can ask everybody to tell one person over this holiday break, over the next couple of weeks as you get ready for your NFL playoffs, college football championship game. You're going to be out somewhere with some sports fans. You tell them about the Sports Money Network. That's what I ask you guys to do for us here for this new year. St. John's going to take on Georgetown. And, I got to be honest, I'm pretty thin in the college basketball side of things here tonight. Had some games earlier. Look, the focal point tonight isn't college basketball, right? It's college football. It's the playoffs. We know that. But there is a late game. It is 8 p.m. And it did catch action. And matter of fact, it caught action from not just anybody, but a sharp, respected bettor wanted to get in on the St. John's side of things here. No, but 8.5 have moved to 7.5. 62% of the bets and 64% of the cash have come in on Georgetown. That's good enough to take them and move them down to an 8 and now a 7.5. So we got some Georgetown action. This total, it's been oscillating around 152.5. 69% of the bets, 66% of the cash have come in on the over. It did catch the attention of the sports books, recording a sharp, respected bettor coming in, taking the over. And so I will take the over in this game as well. Simply a situation where I wanted to get some action in on the later slate. This particular sharp has been on fire. And I really didn't look into this game much more than that because there were so many other spots on the card here this evening that I just thought, you know what? Let me take this. Hopefully it's a free square. Hopefully we can find that spot to get that payday. I'll tell you, I don't like not seeing the line move. But game will be on FS1, so we got some national television. We got a Big East showdown between these two teams. St. John's is always on fire. It seems like they're always kicking ass and taking names. But, 1-1 are the Georgetown Hoyas. They can put points up. So, they beat the piss out of Coppin, 97-67. They put up 77 in a loss to Xavier. They put up 78 against Mark. I mean, they're scoring points. So it does kind of align here. Should be a St. John's beatdown, but the line's moving against them. Maybe too many points for being on the road in this case here. But I'll take the over. I'll take the over 152.5. I'm going to move into the NBA. Keep this thing moving. I like this brisk pace here for New Year's Eve. DJ Hardy says Edmonton and add McDavid 2 points. Connor McDavid to get 2 points. Says DJ Hardy. Let's go. Let's see what else we got on the docket here. Trying to see some of these other games is what I'm trying to see. See what we got in our money movements here. Fucking Texas and Michigan. Utah beat the brakes off of Nebraska, and it's not done. The beating has not finished. Interesting note that Utah's coach is going to be the coach of Michigan now. And I actually had a side thought. I might have to start liking Michigan. Much as I don't like teams outside of Penn State in the Big Ten, he's one of my favorite sayings. We're going to put the plane in the air while we fix it. I said, I like that. I like that saying. I've said it a lot. I've said it for years. And I heard him say that on his interview today. And I thought, yeah, I get down with that. The Knicks and the Spurs are a game that you can get down with here in what ultimately equates to a rematch. If you guys remember that little thing called the NBA Cup out there in Las Vegas, it was the Knicks that gassed the San Antonio Spurs. After the San Antonio Spurs gassed OKC Thunder, it was Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns that went off, doing what you would expect them to do. And now they're going to lean on Victor Wembanyama in the revenge situation out there. I don't know how much. I'm sure you're mad that you lost the NBA Cup, right? You got to expect that there is that element of we want to get it back at these guys here, and this should be a fun game. The Knicks and the Spurs have won 8 of their last 10 games, so you got two teams coming in here in a really positive direction. The Knicks have won 3 in a row, so you got to give them that. The Spurs have lost back-to-back. So despite the fact that they're 8-2 in their last 10, it's kind of that two teams going in different directions. Now, the thing about this one here is, a couple things. One, we've seen the runner-up of the NBA Cup ends up going to the championship game and winning the big game. So we like the Spurs to win the big game here, the big championship. But could they be playing the Knicks again? And which would be amazing to see them go out there and battle. I don't know. I'm just going to go in here in the revenge situation. I like the San Antonio Spurs team. I think that there's enough motivation for these guys. The total's flirting with 237.5. If the Spurs are going to win this game, it's got to stay under. They got to play defense and they got to shut down. They got to specifically shut down Brunson, but Karl Anthony Towns certainly can hurt you as well. So I'm going to go in that direction. I'm going to go in that direction and take the San Antonio Spurs here. Mr. West I'll wait for the plane to land. Jay Peasy, LA to the Bay all day, my guy. Says Happy New Year's, Sports Money. Happy New Year's to you, Jay Peasy, my dude. And then Mr. Whisker says pilots banging the air stewardess instead of flying the plane. Oh, man. Sounds like a perk of the program, doesn't it? The Wizards and the Bucks. Of course, we know the big deal with the Bucks. Giannis, tough break. But what are you going to do? Nothing. The answer is I'm not going to do a damn thing about it. Now, we do have the star player situation. We know that with Giannis out of this thing, it will be the first game without the star player. But 54% of the bets and 53% of the cash want to get on him. They went from minus 11.5 to 10.5. So even though their star player is out, actually, I'm sorry, not Giannis. I'm totally mixed up there. Totally mixed up. I was thinking about Denver. That was just a total New Year's Eve. I had too many cocktails last night. Brain fart. Anyhow, let me talk to you about this spot here. When you look at these Bucks, 14 and 19. I told you with the Giannis leadership situation. That's why I was thinking about Giannis in my head. I got Giannis on the brain here because of that situation and what he was able to do out there the last couple of games. And we've been able to benefit from it. Specifically, take down the Bulls, take down the Hornets. Long road trip. Left the Christmas break on a road trip, started on a road trip, first game back. Weary travel, maybe. The Wizards, on the other hand, we caught 2 wins with them. We've been covering some spreads. If you think about it, they're 3-2 in their last 5. They're not, they are bottom feeders, but they're not absolute shitbags. They're not the Indiana Pacers. And this is why we're going to go with the Washington Wizards here. Interconference, non-divisional teams that suck in the dog roll are 43-5-1. How about that? Interconference, non-divisional, low win percentage dog. Back to dog. Too many points. They're a bad team. And that's what that line tells us, especially in a Buck spot that's come off of back-to-back big games. Sell high on those Bucks right now. Buy low on these Washington Wizards because they absolutely All right, we're back. That's not good. That's not good at all. It's not good at all. But okay, let's move on. Let's get this last game out of the way. I don't know if you guys could still hear me when I went dark like that. You guys tell me. Were you still able to hear me? Or was it just a black rotating nothing? A black picture of nothing. Black screen? The black screen of death? Mr. Wesker says, Bucks carry Giannis energy. Okay. Good now. All right. I don't know. Got to figure out this internet. Just frozen. Okay. Let's go to the last game. Let's put the bow on this show and get you guys paid and ready to have a very happy New Year's Eve. Redbeard says touchdown, Texas. Yes, Texas. Texas touchdown. All right, listen. Bottom line with these 2 spots, we saw Miami. First of all, you can't bet on Miami. I know at 10 it was a good number. It's not there anymore. We're sitting at 7s, right? It's Ohio State's pace that's going to get in the way for Miami. They like to run the ball. They want to keep it on the ground. They want to keep it slow. They don't want to put their quarterback in a position to have to throw it around the yard. So that could very well be the challenge that this Miami team faces, because what we've seen is when they have to play some adversity. Oh, what was that on the Bucks? It's a wizard spot. Bucks after November, after a win, made them boys. You're 9-1. And you got that low percentage team, the low percentage win team. Essentially, we're selling high on the Milwaukee Bucks. And that was a nice little trend in our direction as well. So I took the Wizards. I got 10.5 with the Wizards. I'm also going to take 7. I'm going to lay 7.5 here to play it on this Ohio State side of things. I know, a little crazy. Some of you guys may be sitting there going, it is a lot of points. I get it. Top 4 college football teams on primetime getting over a tutty are that way for a reason. They're 27-9. They've won 5 straight in these positions. And so the books knew exactly what they were doing when they opened it up with the number that they did. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to lay the 7.5. I got the hook in there too. I know. I think this is boot to ass. Miami's fortunate to be here. They did a nice job last game. We were able to get that cash with them. But I'm just saying, Sayan's going to go out there and find his day here. Now, granted a freshman, but I think the way this Ohio State team is structured here to beat these teams, physically beat these guys. I thought about splitting the number and taking the first half. The problem that I have with that is now that the numbers come down 3.5 points, it doesn't seem like it's negated the need to cut it down to the first half and just let them take the full game, because what we see when teams can go out there in the trenches, play the fight game, get dirty, poke them in the eyes, is that separation. They get physically beaten by that second half, and that separation widens quickly. They start breaking off 50-yard runs, and those are backbreakers. So I'm going to lay the 7.5. I also got a really nice look to the under in this game. Obviously you look at that Miami game against Texas A&M, 10-3. Pretty impressive. They're only allowing 13 points a game on top of that. So the low clock play, the way that Ohio State's going to play this game with keeping it on the ground is why I think this total gets below the number as well. But I'm going to give you the official -7.5. Methodical, conservative play calling. Boys know what's at stake for this game. They got the big one on deck here, and they want to get this cash. So I'm going to go with the 7.5 motivation spot for Ohio State. And that's it. Short, sweet, to the point. We added the Detroit Red Wings. If you guys are coming in late and you missed that pre-flop pop, we're going to hit that Detroit Red Wings to kick this thing off. That's all I got for you guys. Quick show, 36 minutes. Happy New Year to everybody. Enjoy your time with your friends and your family, your loved ones. Be careful. If you're going to go out tonight and have some cocktails, make sure you use an Uber. Preach an abundance of caution and safety so that you can come out here and make a lot of money with us in 2026. For my final sign off in 2025. Thank you guys all for being here. Thankful that we can build this community together, and looking forward to doing it a lot more as we continue on the line. So appreciate everybody. Have a great, safe New Year's. And on behalf of the Sports Money Network, get that cash. See you guys real soon. Have a great night.